name is Rick Lowe.
Hi, I'm Carlos Ramirez.
My name is Caledonia Curry. I also go by the artist name Swoon.
America right now is in a kind of a reawakening of the conversations around race. The Gap Van project is conceived as a way for everyone in Tulsa to have a voice to speak about the Tulsa Massacre.
1921 Greenwood. Let's not forget about what happened here.
The idea is to grow an archive of posters that will speak to the issue of race in America.
With the Gap Van, it's almost like a traveling library.
You know, for our culture and for our community and the history.
You don't know until you ask. You don't have people to ask unless there are places for us to congregate.
PBS American Portrait seeks to create a platform for Americans to talk about what it means to be an American. Our hope is that the Gap Van will be able to play a part of that.
When PBS reached out to me about this public storytelling project, I was like, absolutely yes, because it's so community building. The house our family's built is a box truck that has been transformed into a sculpture, and then it folds back up into the box truck and drives to its next location. And then there's the play, and the play kind of asks you to settle into people's stories.
The tradition I carry on is making pierogies.
And once when everything was ready, over a cup of tea or coffee, we would sit and enjoy them.
These recipes are well over 125, 150 years old.
This is how I see myself getting in touch with my ancestors.
We need a way to just visit with each other and to come together around something.
We're here on the waterfront, but suddenly we're also in someone's living room, and that's beautiful.
Public art is something that I believe in very deeply. You know, I started working on the street 20 years ago making portraits of people, and the way that people would stumble upon it and make their own meaning felt so important.
Altered to a Dream started originally as an ode to my mother.
My parents, even through my younger years, were still working in the fields.
I think it connects a lot of dots that need to be connected to the millions of immigrants that came before them and established their lives here through literally blood, sweat, and tears.
Being the social climate the way it is today, you know, there was no better time for it to gel together. It's a beautiful thing to see people tell me their stories, you know. It's a sharing experience.
These kind of artworks, these kind of stories of the people, they are changing the United States.
People always come to the United States looking for better. And the thing is, how do we embrace that? You know, how do we accept those people?
I think public art like this is always important because art is a beautiful thing. It's born in a millisecond, but, you know, it can spread out. It could be the beginning of something for someone else.
We have this opportunity to just make changes that we didn't have before. And there's also the part of it that happens culturally through storytelling and through how, you know, what we build together.
And I think there's a lot of healing to be done. You know, art is a type of purging sometimes. It's healing for some.
Creativity and expression is so important. I think expressing oneself allows us to go through the process of healing.